Anarchism is a super cool idea that will never actually work, where everyone is just a good and responsible person.
I have done nothing wrong, ever, in my life.
I know this. And I love you.
I'm not talking about chaos and disorder. I mean anarchy is a way to organize society based on cooperation, with no government or chain of command, no rulers. If that sounds like a fairy tale, that's because it is. It assumes that the worst parts of human nature come from society or money instead of being from nature. Basically, anarchists believe that if we get rid of the government, people will naturally get along and things will be better.
Wow! The land of make-believe!
Sounds great. But the biggest problem with this idea is the shopping cart. The shopping cart is the perfect test because there's no punishment for not putting it back. You take it out, and you're supposed to return it. Some people can do this with no issue. They use the cart, they put it back where it belongs. But others cannot handle that freedom. They use the cart and they leave it in an empty parking spot because they think their time matters more than everyone else's. They aren't responsible enough to clean up after themselves, so someone else has to do it for them. Technically, in this scenario, no serious harm is done, so no punishment happens. So now, imagine we snap our fingers and the government disappears. We have real anarchy. No leaders, no organizations. And then some teenager pulls a prank, drags out all the carts into the parking lot, blocking every space.
But you can't do this to me. You know how much I sacrificed?
Was harm done? Maybe yes, maybe no. You could say that the store was harmed because customers can't park and the store loses money. Or you could say people were harmed because their time was wasted. But who decides? You can't have a court because that would require structure and authority, and if nobody volunteers to fix the problem, the carts stay there forever. This shows how people can't handle total freedom and why anarchy is not going to work. So let's keep going. Let's say the government's gone, there's no police or military, and no group controls violence. Anyone can use force however they want to protect themselves. But the anarchists will say, well, hey, people have to follow the harm rule. According to who? Who enforces that? Nobody can. Nobody can be the deciding factor in that judgment. So what happens when someone decides to form a group of raiders who just steal your stuff?
Congratulations. You are being rescued. Please do not resist.
I'll tell you what happens. You lose. And nobody will organize with you to stop them because organizing goes against anarchy. Soon that group controls land, makes rules, and forces people to obey. Congratulations, you have a government again. Except this time it's way worse.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
But let's say fine, everyone in the United States agrees not to do that. Nobody's going to organize, nobody's going to take your stuff. Okay, well then what stops another country from invading and taking your stuff? Nothing. We got rid of the military. Anarchy is like a ship where the crew throws the captain overboard. And unfortunately, nobody knows how to navigate anymore. Even if someone does, we can't all agree on where we want to go. We have a ship of fools. Power to the people, they shout as they starve in the ocean. Hierarchy exists everywhere on Earth. Organization is part of being human. Can't think without it, can't speak without it, and until everyone is perfectly responsible and completely satisfied, anarchy will never work. Anyone who thinks otherwise is deeply disconnected from reality. The people who believe this kind of stuff are basically Marxists. They line the halls of colleges and forums on Reddit looking down on people who live in the real world. And who can blame them? Reality is nowhere near as cool as your imagination. But one day, you have to grow up.